Hi, you guys. This is Ebony Rose. I'm greeting you guys again with a video, a podcast for you that are on Speaker Studio and other podcast stations. Today, I just want to come and greet you guys with get ready with me. I am getting myself ready to get out of here and go to my job, and I wanted to come on here and make a little recording of encouragement for you guys today. I want to remind all the women how important it is to make sure that you matter in these relationships that you get in. If you are not into man sharing, don't let someone convince you that that's what you ought to be doing, because it's not a good thing for your mental health if you don't agree with it and you're living a lifestyle that you just don't agree with. Me personally, I don't like cheaters. I don't like man sharing. That's just not my thing. I never could ever agree to something like that because I know I'm too selfish for that. To be knowing that you coming from my bed, going from my bed to another bed. I have a problem with that. Some people in Africa, whatever, they could live like that. And they come here, they can live like that. And then some of these American black men, they want to live like that. And that's why they have so many baby mamas. Because they're trying to, basically force you into living in that lifestyle. That's what I think. But, don't let nobody force you into doing nothing that you don't want. Nothing that you don't want. I mean, even moving in with you, if you're not ready for that. Now that I'm a married woman and I have a very, very crowded life, and sometimes my husband will tell me, he'll say, I'm afforded luxuries that he's not afforded. And sometimes I feel insulted by that when he tells me that I'm afforded these luxuries. He thinks it's luxuries, but I got babies tugging on me. Okay. Well, my daughter, she's 19 months. I got her tugging on me. I got my 5-year-old that I gotta, basically do this distant learning with at his school on the computer. And I'm busy, you guys. I am busy all day, It was hot. I gotta take them out and go to the park. I got a lot of things that I have to do. Now, children, you can't put them back. But there are some women that do not want children. And if you know you don't want no children, then stick to your guns and don't have any. Don't have any. Don't let a man convince you that you need to have some children if you don't want any. Because I'm going to tell you right here, not to discourage anybody from having them if they want to. It's a beautiful thing, but it's also a terrible thing. At the same time, sometimes it's terrible. And I don't think it's anybody ever going to tell you that it's terrible to have children. It's terrible to have children when you don't feel like it. It's terrible to have them when you're tired and you just don't want to be bothered with all that noise and all the mess that you got to keep cleaning up after, you know. And if you do not have the patience for that, you have to learn the patience for that once those children get here, or the CPS gonna come over here and take those children from you if you don't learn some way to cope with having children. If you just can't do it, you know what I'm saying? Then, and you know that about yourself, don't put that strain on yourself. And I know this guy. that I work with, he was telling me him and his girlfriend, they decided, because they're going to get married. They're in their 30s. I think he's 32. And they about to get married. And he was saying him and his girlfriend, they don't want any children. And he shared that with the wrong person when he shared that with me. He told me he told his mom, her mom, that, they've been together for 5 years and their parents are waiting for them to have their grandkids, and he basically said he doesn't want to have no kids. And he asked me what I thought about it, and I said, I got 5. It's enough people on the planet, and we are not going to suffer if you don't have any, okay? If you don't want any, don't have any. Because everybody suffers if you have children and you don't want them. Because children need love of the mom and the dad. So sometimes we need to be wary of these relationships that we get in, making us do things that, we really just don't want to do. It sounds nice and wonderful. Everybody hyping you up. I remember I was going to this church, and before I married my husband, when we were dating, and then right when we got married, all those people was, when y'all gonna have a baby? When y'all gonna have a baby? They all up in his ear. When y'all gonna have a baby? They determining when we gonna have a baby, because they keep asking me that all the time. When y'all gonna have a baby? I felt like, why don't you people mind your freaking business and don't worry about when I'm gonna have a baby, okay? But they were worried about it. And my husband, he wanted a baby. I didn't really want no more, because I already had 3 children already. So I wasn't really thinking about having no children. So when I had my children, it was like one of those, oops, I'm pregnant, but I made the best of it, and I'm happy that I did. But because I'm the person that I am, I know what I can take, but some people can't take having nobody's children, okay? Because they're not going to be a good parent. And then if you're not going to be a good parent, then you don't need to have any children, because you're ruining their dang on lives, okay? You're just ruining their lives. It is what it is. Anyway. Now back to that situation that I was telling you guys about the other day, about this woman who is dating this man who got 2 baby mamas living in the house with him. Now look at this. Now I would, if those women agree to it, hey, I'm all for it, but I'm not for fuckery. And I feel like this, look. If he didn't even marry those women are not even his wives. Well, you can't have more than one wife in America, but he's not even married to one of them. Not even legally married to one of them. Those are baby mamas. That's their titles. Why would you look at a situation like that and he's coming up to you, talking to you like it's all cool? I don't know where these men get their confidence from to come up and basically come up with all the courage and boldness in the world to ask you to be a part of that bullshit. To be a part of having children with a man who has 2 baby mamas living in the house. Why would you want to be a part of that? And why is that cool with you? To me, it ain't, It just ain't. To me, he couldn't even utter that out of his breath. To ask me, I would have just been looking at him, I just would have been looking at him, I would have just been looking at him. Because, you want me to do what? Come lay up with you, and you got 2 baby mamas living in the house with you, and this is supposed to be appealing to me, and you a handyman without a stable job? Sometimes when you choosing a mate, especially for black women, when we have low self-esteem or whatnot, you got to have high self-esteem, I would believe, to be in a multi relationship like that, a polygamous, or what they call that. What is that other word? A polyandry relationship like that. You got to have a lot of confidence. And for me, I couldn't be involved in no relationships like that because I like being by myself too much. I don't require company from people like that. I like being on my computer, typing, writing, sewing, playing with my children, uh, doing my hair, whatever it is. I like a lot of me time, you know, and entertaining all those folks like that. You know, it don't sound like that. That don't sound like fun for me. So for me, I'm gonna have to pass on that. That wouldn't work for me, you know. And I don't know why, for this girl that I'm telling you about, I don't know why that works for her, because they're jealous of the other women. This guy don't really have money like that. It don't look like. Ain't none of y'all living in a palace dealing with this dude. So you can't really tell me what y'all getting out of that. I mean, in a situation like that, I'm not saying, prostitute yourself, but at least you should be getting more out of it than nothing. And I noticed that when people with low self-esteem, they just accept anything. And when you have low self-esteem, you really don't need to be practicing no polygamy where, he got the baby mamas living there. You don't need to be practicing none of that. You need to not date anybody. You need to learn how to get along with you. Learn you. Know what you like and what you want to deal with. It's the best thing. It is the best thing. Trust me. Believe me when I tell you. Because when you get in these relationships, they're hard to get out. Entering into these types of partnerships, how do you get away from them? And this is another thing. When you're dealing with a guy with two baby mamas living in the house, what if you get pregnant from this guy? Now you can't even change your mind to get the hell away from this guy because he done trapped you into a relationship that's miserable. You already don't like the sharing. You don't like that. And if you say you do, you're lying, because you look sad when he don't come around enough. You're settling because you didn't get married, and you're over 40 and you didn't get married. So you settle for being this dude's side chick. So you settle because something is better than nothing. But that's because you ain't learned what to do. You haven't learned what to do while you're by yourself. If you're by yourself, that's the best time to learn how to like you. Learn what you like. It ain't all about being somebody's wife. I think that's the way that a lot of women identify themselves, is that you just got to be somebody's wife. I think that's probably why my husband and just men in general have been attracted to me. I think that's why they're attracted to me. Because I never really care about, I never care about having no relationship with them like that. I could take it or leave it. I don't need that relationship like that. I don't, I like being by myself so much, and they be looking at me like, well, dang, what you doing? I'm enjoying me, I'm enjoying me, And people, when they see you enjoying you, they want to be a part of it. They want to partner with you, whether it be in a relationship, a friendship, something. They want to be a part of what they think you have going on. And you have to be careful of that because some of these men are predators.